I hope you can hear me, but you will be spending the day with me. And by a day, I just mean half a day because it's almost 1 p.m. and I had a really late start to this day. I'm going to put on some makeup. Do I plan on leaving the house? No, but I mean, I am recording this video, so I might look a bit alive. I was having this conversation with a friend and I was telling her how the Indian market does not cater to brown skin, how we only have like selected foundation shades for darker skin tones. And she was like, "What? But isn't everyone like a little tan over there?" And I was like, "Yeah, but like." That's basically what I do every single day. That's all I do. I also gave my hair a little trim from below because they were getting like too long for my liking. So gave them a bit of a trim and I really like the length right now, but I am fighting the demons to go this length. And that's okay. Um have my coffee over here. I made some coffee. I also got myself a new journal, which I am going to make a separate video on this because I am really passionate about journaling, so I want to do a separate video on that. But this is the current journal. I got lots of questions around it, so this is from Paper Republic. This is their portfolio, and yeah, I'll talk about my journal and how I journal more in depth in a separate video. Yeah, but that's that for now. August has started, so happy Salt Air and the Rust on your door day to everyone. If you know, you know. I have read one book so far in this month. It's just 2nd August, and I have read one book, which I think is a huge deal. So I'm planning to read all the 13 longlisted books for Booker this year, and I have read two books so far. One is Universality by Natasha and the other one is Audition by Kitamura. So I am planning to read all the 13 longlisted books for Booker, and hopefully I will be able to do that. The shortlist is going to be announced in September, so I have like a month to read at least half of them. So that's the plan. I have read two of the 13 books so far, and then I got four other books. I have two in transit, and once I finish two more books from this pile, I will order the rest six books. Yeah, six. Um, two of them, I think they're not yet released in India, so I won't be able to get them. So we'll see what we can do about that. I'm going to start this with Audition by Kitamura because this is the book I finished last night, so it's pretty much fresh in my head. So it makes sense if I start with this one, but I need some coffee first. Kitamura's writing is cold and distant, and I mean, you don't really feel connected to it throughout, but somehow it's impactful. Somehow you will just feel like things are happening next to you, and you feel very much in the story, but you also feel distant because there's no, you know, when you read something and you feel really connected because the tone is warm and welcoming, it's different. And if you plan on reading this book, I recommend you go into this book blindly because the first line of this book is actually the plot of this book. And nothing happens in this book. It's just vibes and yeah, it's that. So if I have to talk about this book without spoiling it too much, I'll start by saying that this book is divided in two parts. It follows the same set of characters, but their relationship with each other, it's very different in both the parts. So basically, hey, if you made choice A, this is gonna be your life, that's part one. But if you made choice B, this is gonna be your life, and that's part two. So both the parts are very different, and they follow the same set of characters, but they unravel life differently for you. So this book follows a woman who is a theater artist, and she's old and she meets a young man. And in part one, that's the story. In part two, she's again a theater artist. She's successful this time and she has some bond with this young man. So yeah, the characters they are same, but their relationships with each other they change through part one and part two. I think she is basically just trying to go, hey, life is a screenplay. We are all artists in this thing called life. We are all wearing a mask. We are just all playing our roles. And it's a matter of fact, it's a matter of who is playing that role better. That's what this book is about. At least that is what I got from it. I personally enjoyed part one a little too much. I was hooked. I had my Kindle at work and I was reading and I was not working at work, which I mean, if someone sees this from work, they're going to be mad at me, but that is what I did. And then part two, I was home and I started part two. And for the longest period, more like two chapters, I used to have this perception in my mind that part two is the continuation of part one and we are picking things up from where we left. But that wasn't the case. It's like two different lives, it's talking about two different things. And I think that impacted my personal reading, what I feel about this book right now, because I couldn't understand that these are two different parts and not the same thing. But yeah, maybe that's me. That's Audition by Katie Kitamura. I am not going to talk too much about it because I do plan on doing a separate video where I talk about all the books that I read for the Booker long list. And I want to put all my thoughts in those videos, so I'm not going to talk too much, but these are the initial thoughts. I do think it's a good book, but do I think it's gonna be shortlisted? I don't really think so. I mean, I do like this more than Universality by Natasha Brown, but I don't know. I don't know. I am not fond of both books as of now, but let's see. Universality by Natasha Brown. I read this book when the long list was announced, so like 29th July. I started this book that same night and I finished it the next day. Again, quite a short book. I also have a reading journal that I keep. I finished the one I used to have, and so I started a new one. And I wrote my thoughts, and I would like to read them and then talk about the book. It starts out rather lame. Talks about an activist group illegally holding a rave in the country house, a mock journalism piece. Then the story switches to Hannah, the girl who wrote the piece, and her struggle during COVID, post COVID. Then explores the life of a disgraced banker who's caught between the expectations of his upper class wife and the market dynamics. Talks about a lot of things, explores themes of capitalism, class, gender, race, and so much more. The sort of book that questions the leaders. It's quietly political. Also dives into this people don't really have their opinions own opinions anymore sort of angle, but everyone is out there with a spray can being a rebel, rebelling against God knows what. My neighbors are so noisy, bro. If you are watching this, I hate you. Let me just close my window. Okay, now I'm going to continue again. You are still going to hear all the noises, they're doing something. But now that I've had the time to just read my own review again and then talk about this book, I think the reason I don't think I connected with this book and I am keeping Audition and Universality on the same platform is because, again, I am not a British citizen. I don't understand their politics the way they do. And this one, although it's quietly political, it's also very political at times. It talks about things that I don't connect with being an Indian, and that's okay. You know how Sally Rooney talks about capitalism or classism in a sneaky way that you don't connect with, but you're still engaged. Natasha Brown has the same thing, but sometimes throughout the book, you will feel way too disconnected. But like that's more of an international audience problem. I think British audience is really going to love this book. They're going to devour it. It's good. It's good. I'm going to read one of the quotes from this book that will help you understand the book in a better way. What allowed some people to make it while others faded away, as Hannah herself almost had, she knew it wasn't a matter of hard work. She couldn't have tried any harder than she did those last few years. Luck was a possible answer, but it seemed too random. Increasingly, Hannah felt another truer word burning into her throat: class. The invisible privilege that everyone tried to pretend didn't exist, but it did. Hannah knew it did. She recognized it and saw its grubby stains all over her own life. Even if you're Indian, even if you're American, I think this is a book you should read. I think it's gonna be in the shortlist, honestly. So these are the two books I have read so far. I have to read 11 more books in order to read the entire long list. Um, Out of these two, I think Universality by Natasha Brown is going to make it to the shortlist for obvious reasons. And I would be surprised if I see Audition in the shortlist. I'm going to just throw my hands, but if it makes it, like it makes it. Maybe I didn't understand the book. It's okay. See, my agenda for the day is just read a book, watch Formula One because it's qualification day today, and then watch my Oxford Year, the new Netflix movie, because everyone has been talking about it. And someone commented, someone actually DM'd me, and they were like, "Oh, I watched my Oxford Year, and I was thinking about you the entire time," and I'm like, "So sorry." It's such a random DM I got in the morning, but yeah, there's that. I also did I tell you I got my blood work done, just like the regular thing you get to see if your vitamin levels are okay. But I am so dramatic. I couldn't just lift my hand for most of the days. Like I woke up at 5, then went to bed, then woke up because I had to get the blood work done. And then I came back home and I slept, and then I woke up at 12:30, and yeah, now I'm here. Then I have in here 4 books out of the 11 long listed books that I haven't read yet. And I think I have 2 more books on the way. And once I read 2 books from this pile, I will order the rest 6 books that I have to get to read the entire long list. Yeah. So we uh so currently I have The South by Tash Aw, quite a short book. I can start with this one. We also have Flashlight by Suzanne Choi. Choi. I don't know how to pronounce the last name, but yeah. Hey Siri, how do you pronounce CHOI? Okay, thank you so much. Okay, so this is Flashlight by Suzanne Choi, and then we have Endling by Maria Reva. I really love the cover of this one, and I personally think I am going to enjoy this book. I think we just remove that. And I personally think I'm going to enjoy this one. And then finally, we have The Land in Winter by Andrew Miller. I also think I'm going to enjoy this book. So, like these 2 books, I think they are meant for me. Actually, I kind of love all of them. But I really want to start with Inlings. And I think if you have known me for a while, you knew I'm going to pick this one because this screams me in the best way possible. So I am going to start this book. We are going to start England by Maria Reva and then watch my Oxford Year for a while and then watch the qualifying session and then read a bit more and then go sleep because I think that's all I can do in a day. So I was in Thailand just a few taste back. I miss Thailand so much. And I miss SJ. I had so much fun with him. And yeah, I can't wait to meet him again because I love his energy. He's the best person. That's the thing about online friends, I think. You meet them and then you realize that they're even better in person. And yeah, that was what happened. I also got this a small mystery box in Thailand, and you know how we get Kinder Joy? They had their own version of that, and I got a tiny highlighter inside of it. It's like really tiny. Oh, did I break it? No, I didn't. It's really tiny. It's like now I want to use it, but I don't want to use it at the same time. Can you focus? Yeah. Tell me it's not the cutest thing you've seen. And then I also got this Lego dupe. This was like for 200 parts, so I think 500 something Indian rupees, if I'm not mistaken. But this is Lego's dupe, and you just get these many pieces, which I think for 500 that's okay. And it's Kuromi. I don't think Lego have a Kuromi Lego set. Yeah, we are going to start the book. I still have half of my coffee left. I have this journal for my content ideas and everything that I find intriguing. I just write a bullet point in here, and then I go and read the material around that particular topic and then write it. But if I'm doing like a personal essay of sort, of course, I don't need all these things, no research material needed for that. But currently, I have two posts that require lots of research, and I have been doing the research for like past 2 weeks now. I'm also lazy. I also have other works to do. So, yeah, that's the reason why I take so long with the research. But yeah, I am going to just do some more research and then start writing. And hopefully, I will be able to put something down. I'm not hoping for a lot of stuff, but like something. I was trying to write this piece for my Substack, and I made lots of progress. I was almost done with all my research stuff, and I just had to sit down and put them all together, and that was fun. I could draw lots of parallels. Yeah, let's start the movie. I am so freaking excited.
Richmond, Virginia, the story starts. 1848, on the Ides of March. Jackson Merriweather, born into the tether, to work the land and never live to see a dime. He had a better plan, to be a Union man, to make a run across that Mason-Dixon line. He heard tell about a railway underground, running through the night and always northern bound. When I go, I'll die a free man, in a place where Pennsylvania, you are calling me home. Go on home. On the day he left the South is when the war broke out. Joined the 25th and shut the rebels down. He marched across the land with those who took the stand that no one's got the right to own their fellow man. Spring of 65, came back to start life, work on his own time and learn to live again. He became a father, Scranton's finest barber, make his way out from the way that he came in. When I go, I'll die a free man, in a place where I belong. Virginia falling, Pennsylvania, you are calling me home. Go on home. Jackson Merriweather, his story told forever. The way you're born is never how you have to die. But you can't find him still